Hi everyone, welcome to TurtleBurger Podcast episode 39. My name is Brittany. Thank you for joining me. Today's video, I have one finished knitting object. I have 3 knitted works in progress. I have not worked on any crochet, and then I have 2 old whips that I want to discuss for summer sock camp, and actually one acquisition and one upcoming project. So let's jump into it. My one and only finished object is this cowl. This is the Chitchat cowl by Chitchat knits. I'll get you a good look here. It is so drapey. See how drapey it is. Again, this is the Chitchat cowl that I tested for Darcy of Chitchat Knits. The yarn I used is Muse Fingering Weight Bear in a color that I dyed. It was all dyed using Hawaiian punch and I believe maybe some food coloring. I don't really remember. And that was done last year, I believe, maybe November. Let's see, the needle size I used was US size 5, 3.75 millimeter, which is what was called for, and it only took 67 grams. So that was fantastic, I thought. It has a really lovely, it starts with a ribbing and then goes into this really neat ruche section and then an eyelet section, and then you just repeat really as many times as you wanted. I could have done more. I think there's 3 total repeats for that. 1, 2, yeah, I think 3. And then you end again with this lovely ribbing. Really, really fun project to make. It was actually designed for self-striping yarns, and I'm really eager to try to learn to dye self-striping yarn so that I can make it again. But I think it did really well in kind of the crazy variegated colors too. It's very lightweight and drapey. I really like it. So I wanted to wear it for this episode, and there's definite mistakes in it. Sorry, I got fuzzies in my mouth. There's definitely some mistakes in it, but as long as I kept up with the count per section, or per round that I was supposed to have, I was able to adjust where I needed. I'm not really sure where I was going wrong, because I would backtrack, kind of looking, or even sometimes ripping back, and I don't know what I was doing wrong, but sometimes my count would be off, and that didn't actually start until the 3rd section. So, but it's really lovely. Here, I'll take it off real quick. Oh, crazy here. And oh, it's inside out. Okay. So again, it is a cowl. It is a seamless cowl. Here's the front, and you'll see it is longer than the back. And here it is up close. Really, really nice project to make. Would be a great gift too for someone, but I'm keeping mine. And that's my only finished object. Speaking of Chitchat knits, I am doing another test for Darcy, so we'll just go on into whips. And this is the CARLA'S Garden Shawl, which is named and designed for our very dear friend Carla from the Carla Knits podcast. I am super behind on this project, but I'm hoping to catch up because now that I've done these 4 rows are basically your whole repeat. You do 3 of these sections alternating 2 colors, and then you do a flower section. Let's get a close up. It is really, really neat, especially when you do these flowers. They're so fun. Once you get the hang of it, it's like, this is really fun. I really like this. So I am using, let me get out my labels here. So first off, the size needle I'm using is a US size, I believe these are 4. Yes, a US size 4, 3.5 millimeter needle. Let me get out my color or my label things here. Okay, so my color A, which is this green, which I'm sorry for the lighting. It's not working out very well. It's like almost midnight. Okay, so my green is Cascade Yarns Heritage. It's a 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend. It is color number 5655, which I feel like was called Como Blue, even though it's like a hunter green kind of color. And then my gray color is Perennial. And this is a 60% superwash merino, 25% Surrey alpaca, 15% nylon blend. Amazingly soft. All of these are soft, but this one is super soft. And I believe these are all size 1 yarns. And I feel like though that the Perennial yarn is thinner than my other 2. And then my pink color, because if you know Carla, she loves pink, so I wanted to have some pink in there, is Knit Picks Capretta fingering weight. And the funny thing about this is I'm pretty sure when I bought it, I thought it was a DK, but I may have been looking at something else. So this blend is in the color Blush. Oh, did the Perennial have a color name? Let's see. Yes, the Perennial yarn, this gray color, is called Lead. Very fitting with that. And the Knit Picks color is Blush, and it is an 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. So this is the first time I'm working with this cashmere, and it is also, or any cashmere blend, really, really soft. So it is really beautiful. So I am loving the way this is working up so far. Other than time, I have had no problems with it. So I'm excited to get that done. It will go pretty quickly, I think. Obviously it's a crescent shaped shawl, and well, I guess not obviously, but to me it looks like it's forming. No, that wouldn't be crescent shaped. Triangle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's triangle. Yeah. I'm just not even gonna try to make an excuse. So anyway, it is going really well with that. Let me put all my stuff away here. Okay, next up, this is probably going to be a really short episode because I just haven't had time to do as much knitting as usual. Next up is, oh, my husband's socks. That has been kind of my go-to. So I am still on the Hill Flap and Gusset. I'm pretty sure this is where I was last time. Hopefully I moved it up. and I was doing 2 at a time, and I thought when I got to the heel flap and gusset, I thought I'll just do those 2 at a time too. And I've done that for the most part, but the last like 3 rows, I think, I'm like, I'm just gonna do 1 heel flap and then do the other, because this is going way too slow, and I am down to about a month before I want these done. And y'all know me, it could very easily take a month. So not much to say on that, other than I'm excited to get them done. So let me see if I can find my labels here. Yeah. So the yarn I'm using is Huntington Valley yarns in the color blue. I am using US size 1 2.25 millimeter needle, and then I am using the same size on DPNs to do the heel flaps. And I'm just using a simple vanilla pattern for his socks. I'm not using anyone's pattern. I'm just kind of using what I learned making socks. So I use 72 stitches. I worked, I believe, 15 or 20 rounds for the cuff, and then his leg is 71, I believe 71 rounds, and then I'm going into just a simple heel flap turn and gusset for that. So not much to say about that yet, other than, like I said, I'm down to about a month, and I'm eager to get those done for him. I bought that yarn 2 years ago now to make socks for him, and I started to toe up. Those were taking forever, so I ripped it out, started the cuff down, and I decided to do them 2 at a time, and that goes really slow. But I have had no problems bringing them out, like car driving. I watched a Crazy Sock Lady tutorial on 2 at a time socks, and the way she like moves her yarn around, I know there's no tangles or anything, and it does work up really quickly. Okay, so that's all on those socks. And then I have my Luminous Summer tee. So I have not worked on this a whole lot. I got into a bit of a yarn situation that I have since corrected. But I haven't worked on it since I corrected it, because I corrected it today. The yarn situation, it was such a tangle, and it has taken me about 2.5 weeks to get it untangled. I finally decided just to cut my yarn. It was just the best way to go. I was getting where it was so knotted up that I was getting, it almost was felting a little bit in places where just the friction of being in the knots. Okay, but let me see where I was. I did not remember moving a stitch marker, but I'm pretty sure this is about where I was. So that's all I got done in the past couple of weeks. I have not even split for sleeves for being just a simple stockinette tee. It's crazy. So I do not know if I have enough yarn. I am making the size 4, and this is a pattern, I don't think I said, by Minimi Knit Designs, and it's really straightforward and explanatory, but it just seems to be taking forever with other things. And what I was saying was, I'm worried about running out of yarn. So my plan was to split for sleeves and then work the opposite end of the yarn ball or the yarn cake to work the sleeves, because they're not very long. I mean, it's just like 3 rounds, I think, on each sleeve, and then I would just connect it. I wouldn't have to cut yarn or anything. But this is kind of working out, because I have not split for sleeves. That the yarn that I cut and caked up is more than enough for sleeves. And then, so I can just, you know, I won't even have to put the body on hold. I'll just go and work the sleeves and then connect this back when I need it, and the rest of the yarn will just be used for the body, and hopefully I will have enough. Okay, so here's the details. Again, I'm making the size 4. The needles I am currently using for the body are US size 7, 4.5 millimeter, and then I feel like it goes down to a size 5 or 6 for the sleeves. I can't really remember, but this beautiful yarn I'm using, here it is in the cake, is You Knit, I Dye in the color Freak Show. It's been really nice to work with. It is a DK weight base, and it's 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon. So it's going slowly but really well. I've had no issues with it. The pattern is written really well. Again, just time, and then running into the knot situation. Okay. Next. Oh, okay. So that's actually all my works in progress, but I'm super excited to talk about a couple of things. The first immediate thing starting is next Friday, which in the US is Memorial Day weekend. This is May 26th. My friend Carla is hosting an informal, no prize anything, hat knit along. So I will link her Ravelry group. I don't know, you can probably, I'm not on Instagram, but I believe she probably has an Instagram hashtag. I don't know. I will link her Ravelry thread, and we would love for you to come join us. Again, you can make any hat, any size, any weight. It's just a fun, informal knit along. So I have not decided on an exact pattern yet. I will probably use one of my go-to patterns from Jessica Paws Creates, and this will be a gift for my sister-in-law. So I found this yarn in my stash. This is Lion Brand Hometown. It is a size 6, super bulky, and it is in the colorway Hoboken Honey. I'm guessing maybe from Hoboken, New Jersey. I don't know. Isn't that a place? I don't know. But anyway, she's not a very flashy color kind of person, so I felt this neutral would be good for her. And then I'm thinking, again, she's not very flashy, so I'm thinking of getting like magnetic buttons and putting a pom-pom on it for her. And if she doesn't want it, she doesn't have to wear it. And if she feels like being a little extra someday, she can wear it if she wants. Anyway, so that's what I'm thinking. And that will be running, again, Friday, May 26th until Monday, Memorial Day, which would be 26, 27, 28, the 29th, I think, maybe. I don't know. But again, I will link Carla's information in the description box. Which reminds me, I always link everything in the description box. TurtleBurger also has a podcast Ravelry group that you are welcome to come and join. The make-along I currently have is a year-long sock stash along, and that plays into what I want to discuss next. So any size, any weight yarn. It was a year-long make-along, so any socks that you cast on from January 1st to December 31st is eligible for a prize. I will be doing a pattern prize, the first prize in July. So whatever first podcast episode is in July, that's when I will be announcing the first winner for that. And I don't know how I just got to watch it today, but Crazy Sock Lady has announced Summer Sock Camp, and I'm super excited because she's doing it so low-key this year, and she is allowing whips. So here I have two socks that I want to discuss. The first sock I recently brought back out, and you've kind of seen it, but I haven't had a chance to work on it again, and it is the Shiny Bright Socks from Darcy of Chitchat Knits. I am on the second sock, so since she's allowing whips, I want to finish this one. And here's what the first sock looks like. Isn't that just beautiful? So, that will be the first socks that I want to finish for Summer Sock Camp. My main color here is this yarn that I dyed. It is Knit Picks Muse Fingering Weight. And then I'm using my color B, is just this Bear, which is also Muse. And then my color C is this one that I dyed. And then color D is this one. So I am hoping to get those finished right away. She is starting Summer Sock Camp also next Friday on the 26th. And then the second pair that I want to work on, I'm sure I'll work on more. Oh, you know what? I could enter my husband's socks, so that'll be fun. So that's already, or two pairs. Last year I went and looked because I would like to make one more pair than I did last year, which was 3. So this year I would like to do 4, so that's 2. My third pair, I started last year, and I purposely left these as a work in progress because these will also be in Nitty Natty's sock week, which I don't know the dates. I know she's already done the announcement and everything, but I haven't had time to watch that video. So I'm not sure when that is, but these are my Florida Girl sporty socks, I think she calls them. Anyway, so I pulled these out today because this is the first one, and I want to go ahead and get it finished because usually Natalie does, I say usually, last year was the first year I did it, so I'll have to see if this is even the same, but last year, because it's a week, you don't have to finish the pair, you only have to finish one sock. So I thought if I could get this one finished, then during sock week, I could make the second sock, if that makes sense. I was a little disappointed, but also kind of like, man, I have come so far. When I pulled this out today, I noticed I already have a hole where I changed my colors. So I have since learned how to do that properly, so I don't think I'll have to worry about that again. And I'll just go and, patch that up when I weave in my ends. So these are on the needles I'm using. These are actually a size 0.2 millimeter. And in fact, another reason I'm excited to get these started was I think it was my birthday or Christmas. I got a CALGU 32-inch size 0.2 millimeter to do magic loop with, and I have not used them yet, so I'm excited to get these going again and change them off of these, and so that will be super, super exciting. So here's my yarns. Okay, so this yarn with my little cuff here is in Southern Skeins in the color Frosty. It was a mini skein that I got in their Christmas 2021 box, I think it was. Yeah, December 2021. And then my main color is this gray, which is Knit Picks Stroll Fingering Weight. Does it have a colorway? It's in the color Ash. And I'm hoping that I put detailed notes into my Ravelry page, because at the time I made these socks, the picture was not actually what the pattern is. And I was rather disappointed when I got to a certain point and realized the whole feature that I really loved and why I did these for Sock Week, which is a play on Shark Week, is because it looked like gills. To me, it looked like shark gills. So last year I went and figured out how to put in, can you see that? How to put in my own, right here, shark gills. Just some pearl bumps, but I needed them at a certain place. So I'm hoping that I wrote detailed notes on that. And I'm pretty sure the Florida Girls sports socks only had one size, which I think was 64 stitches maybe, because that's a normal size in sock patterns. So those are my 3 socks that I am hoping to immediately get done for Sock Week and Summer Sock Camp. And then I'll probably just do a vanilla sock or some other kind of 4th sock. I don't know, we'll see. I want to finish these first. So that brings us to the very last thing, which is an acquisition. I actually have one. I posted a short because I went in Hobby Lobby for the first time in more than 4 years. I don't actually remember the last time I was in there. It was before I was pregnant, which was 4 years ago. So we went in there and it was like half the size that it used to be. I don't know why that is. It used to be like 4 full aisles in our local store, but it was 1 full aisle, and then the aisles on either side were a half. So I don't know what happened with that. But I did manage to I had been wanting to try their hand-dyed yarn. So I did pick up a skein of that. Their Yarn Bee hand-dyed collection. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, this is called Myriad Lights. It is a size 1. I believe it is 100%. Yeah, it's 100% superwash merino. So I'm thinking a cowl for that. I'm not sure. Let me know if you have any suggestions. But it's so pretty. It's really, really soft too. I'm excited to use that. And then I didn't have a pattern or anything I wanted to use for it, but I'm seeing a lot and hearing a lot about sport weight yarns. And I have one in my stash that was given to me, but I would also like to make a sport weight top, like maybe a summer tee or something. So I didn't want to get yarn for that yet, but I'm really wanting to try their sport weight yarn and just see what that's like. It was 100% acrylic yarn, but being sport weight, it felt really light and was really soft. So I'm excited to try that. I still have not started my ranunculus. I was going to, but of course I was also short on time, just being busy. But I keep changing my mind because I was going to use my Yarn Bee DK yarn that I have, and my friend Leslie made a top with that yarn, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was so pretty, and I was like, oh, I have that yarn, I could make that top too. So I keep going back and forth in my head about what I want to do about that. Otherwise, life stuff has just been super busy, but really good. I think last time I podcast, we were just starting to get over some illnesses. it was like we got several colds or something in one. I don't know, but it took a toll on us for sure. But we got over that, and we have been going to the park a lot, and Turtle's been able to ride his bike, and little lady has been playing and running around, getting involved in church again, and like Turtle for youth group. We went to a children's museum, which was so fun. We had only been to the children's museum here twice before, and it was really, like, for me, I really enjoyed it. So, and we got a chance to go. Again, we had some time. They had a Minecraft museum for Turtle. He's really big into gaming and stuff, so he really enjoyed that. And at the same time, they had a dinosaur train exhibit from PBS Kids, and little lady enjoyed that, and she likes dinosaurs, so she liked even just the regular exhibit. And it was really fun, and it was memorable. I will say that. We probably won't forget that for a really long time. And let's see, and just doing, like, you know, maintenance stuff, getting our van done, just a whole bunch of stuff that's just kept us really busy, and visiting with my in-laws, and just a whole bunch of stuff. So it's been really crazy and really busy, but so good, and so fun being together and having this time together that we appreciate, and I hope we appreciate and don't take for granted. Anyway, that is it. I have kind of started a new thing with not giving an introduction in the beginning. So if this was your first podcast episode of mine, or watching an episode of mine, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I invite you to subscribe and to give this video a like. I put all of the information down in the description box to my Ravelry pages. You feel free to ask any questions if you think I left anything out, or if you have a question on one of my projects. And I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.